last weekend in the Dominican Republic. She ran the quickest 400 in the world yet this year. Yes, it's early, but she's in good form. Then we've got Nikisha Price, the first Jamaican ever to run under 49 seconds. And again, a pretty decent 200-meter runner, but this is not her main event. Same for Alexis Holmes. Her top 9 times out of her top 10 were all set in 2024. So an improving athlete. 25-year-old, as I said, come over after the World Indoor Championships in China. Well, Paulino, who moved to the 400, I guess probably in around about 2020, and has dominated that event, certainly last year. Talitha Diggs in lane 2. And then Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica. Fresh from a new indoor 400 personal best. Lane 1 maybe tough at this 200 then. Hansen, what we're looking for here?
Well, Paulino needs to at least come out of here with at least 5 points, because obviously to win, you get a little boost with the 12 points to win the deuce. Gabby and Dina are really going to be battling for that, and I think that they know that they're going to have a good chance at that 100K if they jump out in front with the points in this early race. Spoke to Dina like yesterday, and Dina actually said that she's really focused on that 4. Very confident about her too. So that 400 is going to be something special when she gets out there.
Dina Asher-Smith in lane 8. Gabby Thomas, Olympic champion, in 7. Safely away first time. Asher-Smith got out pretty good. Natson just got left a little bit. You'd expect that by the 2 sprinters on the outside. But it's Gabby Thomas around the top end who's just got half a metre on Dina Asher-Smith. And Thomas normally starts to go away from this point. Natson running well in 3rd at the moment. And then there's a battle with Paulino charging down the last 30-40. But it's going to be Gabby Thomas. Asher-Smith might just hang on here. It's Gabby Thomas, but Paulino with a real surge, taking 2nd place. And that will be really, really significant. We expected Gabby Thomas to come away with a win, 22.62 in these conditions. That's pretty swift, that's pretty good. But Paulino, that is significant. You get 12 points for winning, you get 8 points for 2nd. But when we cast this forward to the 400 tomorrow and the possible result there, let's say the possible result, that is significant for Paulino.
Nah, it's absolutely significant, because she's obviously going to do her thing in the 4. For her to come 2nd, I didn't expect that, man. Gabby getting 1st place obviously makes sense. She's the Olympic champion, but for Paulino to come out of there with those extra points, she's going to end up having a good chance at that 100K.
Dina always runs a pretty good turn, transition at the home straight here. Gabby Thomas just moved away, just got that gap, and it looked as though Dina was rallying again here.
You know what? Gabby ran a much better turn than I expected. She's tall. You don't expect the taller sprinters to have such a good turn, but she's efficient. And once she gets on the straightaway and lets those limbs go, I mean, she's really, really hard to beat. I expected it to be a lot tighter with her, Dina. And that wasn't the case, but Paulino coming in 2nd in that race, I think, is the big story.
Well, and so much hype has been on Gabby Thomas since the Olympics, and then since she announced early on that she was going to be running this series of Grand Slams. So look at that huge smile. She must feel really good breaking the tape.
You know what?
Check the result there, 22.62, as I mentioned, 22.93. It's the season's best because she hasn't raced yet for Paulino.
Right.
But the more significant thing for her...
The Grand Slam track series began with an electrifying start in Kingston, Jamaica, as Olympic gold medalist Gabby Thomas stamped her dominance once again in the women's 200-meter event. Positioned in lane 7, the American sprint sensation surged to a convincing victory, clocking an outstanding 22.62 seconds. An impressive season debut that sends a clear message in the battle for the series' $100,000 top prize. Thomas faced a stellar lineup of athletes. Among them was Great Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, the 2019 world champion, stationed in lane 8. While her recent seasons haven't matched her peak years, Asher-Smith continues to be a powerful presence in both the 100m and 200m and still holds the national record for the UK in both disciplines. Joining them on the start line was Solwa Eid-Nazer of Bahrain, a former 400-meter world champion, who arrived in Kingston riding high after registering the fastest 400m performance of the year in the Dominican Republic just days before. Her inclusion brought an element of surprise and depth to the event. One of the most eye-catching performances of the night came from Marilady Paulino, the 400 MAs from the Dominican Republic. She demonstrated outstanding range by finishing second in the 200 meters with a time of 22.93 seconds, setting a new personal season's best and collecting crucial points as she transitions to her primary event. Asher Smith crossed the line in third, posting a solid 22.96 seconds, while Nazer narrowly missed a podium finish, clocking 22.99 seconds. The rest of the field saw American Alexis Holmes, 23.33, Jamaica's Stacey Williams, 23.35, Diggs, 23.30, and Nika Shaw Price, 23.75, round out positions 5 through 8. From the very start, Gabby Thomas appeared focused and poised. Her form around the bend was both smooth and powerful, an impressive feat given her height, which often poses challenges in tighter curves. Yet, she maintained exceptional control and speed, pulling ahead clearly by the halfway mark. Though Asher Smith tried to mount a late charge on the straight, Thomas's velocity was unmatchable. Just behind them, Paulino surged in the final meters, overtaking the Brit for a surprise runner-up finish. This result carries important implications for the overall standings. With her win, Thomas secures 12 points, while Paulino's runner-up finish earns her 8 vital points, which could prove decisive as she heads into the 400M, where she is a top contender. Known for her strength in the final stretches of a race, Paulino showed that her late race acceleration also makes her dangerous in shorter events. The competition also stood out due to the absence of Shericka Jackson, Jamaica's reigning 200-meter world champion and one of Gabby Thomas's chief rivals. Jackson was reportedly unavailable for this Grand Slam meet due to prior commitments at the Miramar Invitational in the U.S. Her non-participation left a noticeable void for the local crowd, who had hoped to see a Jamaican medal on home turf. Unfortunately, the local athletes, Williams and Price, finished 7th and 8th. Even without Jackson, the atmosphere in Kingston was electric. Spectators were treated to a high-caliber race headlined by an Olympic champion at the height of her powers. With many more showdowns to come and the stakes rising, the Grand Slam Track Series is shaping up to be a season-long thrill ride.